Hey everyone, Eric here from Whose Turn Board Games, and today we're going to be covering the May version of all the games that are going to be coming up that are on our radar. Now, as I've been looking, I didn't really have as much time this month. April's a very busy month with my job, so it was a little bit less looking overall. What I did find was pretty much more of the same for games that were already on my list or on the previous videos. Click the icon up above or the end card if you want to see some of those, but there were a couple of new additions, and one I'm very, very excited about. So, with that, we're just going to go ahead and get right into it. If you're new to the channel, this video is mainly just kind of an information piece where we kind of collect some board games that we're finding interesting that either we've already backed or are planning on backing or are on our radar just in general for when they could eventually come out for us to purchase. This is not an all-inclusive list. This is just a small tic-tac sized piece of three-tier wedding cake, so to speak. There's like 300 games that came out last year, board games alone. This is just a small piece of that. This is just the ones that we've researched in some capacity and found interesting. Mainly me. The other two really haven't found too many more interesting things. Everything that has been on my list has pretty much been on all our radars. But regardless, just want to kind of give a quick breakdown of what these videos do. So, with that, we're going to get right into it with my pretty much my number one thing that I'm now looking forward to for the rest of the year: Earth Abundance. Earth Abundance is the expansion to the standalone game Earth. If you've not seen or heard of Earth, it is a beautiful engine builder, tableau building game. You take the role of a scientist, so to speak, where you're building out a little 4x4 grid of an island. You have different plants of like trees, bushes, plants, and mushrooms, as well as different territories, and you kind of build the best thing you can. Won't go too much into it, but in the end, it is an amazing engine builder, and has been it's actually pretty highly reviewed. It's a very, very popular game right now because it does scratch that engine builder itch so well. We have a review on the game if you're interested on it. We also have a how to play and set up, so go ahead and check those out, either again icon above or video on the other channel. I'll try to link that one as well, that particular series at the end of this video. But love that game. That being said, this is the expansion to that game. So the game overall was very well rounded. This is, from what I can tell, it adds a 6th player. It is 1 to 5 players by itself. Yes, 1 to 5, so there is a solo variant. They add a couple new cards. They kind of round out a couple other things. Other than that, the only other thing that it adds is seedlings, I think they are. And that lets you go searching for specific cards in the deck. From what I've read, there's no real official, like, hey, this is how it all is right now. It's, like I said, it's still in Kickstarter, so I don't know enough about that, but that was my biggest complaint about the game, is there's too many cards for you to really do. There's a lot of junk cards, which makes sense because you compost a lot of things, but that's going to make it, if it is something where you can go searching for specific cards or a specific type even, that's going to make it so it's really, really big. So very, very excited about that. Cannot wait. That should be out later this year, I think they said. I want to say November, but honestly I get a lot of the dates mixed up, so don't quote me on that. I will have the description in the description box below, the Board Game Geek information on it, which has links to their website for Kickstart as well as everything else, so definitely check that out if you're interested. Now the next one that caught my eye it's very interesting for a board game itself. It's called AI 100% Human. I believe, from what I've read, and it's pretty early on this one, but from what I've read, it kind of goes with the tableau building sort of thing. But you try to make it so you have the most efficient AI. There are both, reserve points, so like things you do now that you get points in the game, as well as immediate points, I think is what I saw. Basically, a couple of people who have actually gotten their hands on some of the prototypes or whatever have said that it's kind of like a 7 Wonders, but better. And I really like 7 Wonders. It has its flaws, but if that's the case, I'm already going to love this game. So definitely on my radar. Would highly recommend keeping an eye on that one if you like 7 Wonders at all, which I think is pretty much most of the board game universe. But general theme is, of course, like I said, you're building an AI. You're trying to do the best, most efficient way to do that. You get scoring from that. It's a deck builder. Like, you have a hand size. You have to kind of like figure out what's better for scoring now or scoring later. And I don't know, they said something about chaining combos, but it very much catches my attention. So keep that one on your radar if you're interested. This next one's going to be kind of unique. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, but it's one that's on my radar, and when I get more information, then I'll make the decision as whether or not I'm going to do it, because it seems a little iffy. It's called, and I'm going to say it wrong, I have notes here, Xenophera. Galactic Market. I don't even know if I said that right. But Xenophera, you place bids in order to basically build the best galactic zoo of sorts, is what my understanding of it is. You try to get different species in your particular area. It's like a tableau builder from what I said. Double checking. Scratch that, not a tableau builder. It does say you acquire creatures, get resources, you bid a lot in the game, as that's how you acquire the actual creatures themselves. However, the interesting thing, what caught my eye, I really like bidding games. Furnace is one of my, I don't want to say my new favorites, but definitely one of my snack size board games that I like to play a lot. But this one, when you bid, even if you don't win the bid, you still lose your bid. So if you don't get the actual creature, your money is still gone. So you have to kind of weigh that in, and I think that's going to add a whole level of strategery that I'm very excited to try out. Again, don't know enough about it 100%, so I just kind of waiting. It's kind of shelved for now just to kind of see how it comes out, but still on my radar. Definitely check it out if you like bidding at all. It is a 2 to 6 player game, and resource management, cards, stuff like that, so definitely on my radar. Now this next one, I'm again not going to pronounce correctly, so I'm going to read it off. Nerthania. Yeah, sure, let's go with that. Nerthania, Collapsing World. You basically are a chieftain of a tribe, cool, and you are waging war with other tribes. Oh, cool, yeah, pretty generic, I know. But what's very interesting is that the game itself is modular, so it starts off as a clean slate, so think like a legacy game. But as you develop your area, you actually you get to change how it looks, is what my understanding of it is so far. There's resource management, there is cards, because you can have like tactician cards, you can have like chieftain cards, and then you can interact with other players both peacefully and aggressively, so very excited about that. I like when I can actually interfere with someone else's game, because even though I'm not really I don't do that all the time, it is nice to have that option, and it is very annoying when you have to keep that in mind, but that's why I like it so much, is it just kind of adds that extra piece of everything. 1 to 4 players, did say something about dice, so it has dice, cards, modular board, and a lot of options, highly strategic, so of course it's on my radar. I'm very excited about this one, so definitely check that one out. I'll have the link in the description box below for that one. Alright, last one on my list, again, I have kind of a short one because it's not been a lot of new ones that have caught my eye. There's been a ton of them, but just not a lot that have caught my eye. But this one was interesting for one particular reason. I like, in my eyes, board games should be played with people. It's a lot of fun, hey, yeah, there are some that have solo variants, but they're just kind of like a side thing. Like, you like the game so much you can play by yourself. It has its own set of rules. And yeah, it's kind of fun, but really not what board games are intended for, correct? Like, in my eyes, they should be like a party game. There should be people there. They should be doing stuff. This one is not. This one, if I read it right and if I'm understanding it correctly, is a solo-only board game, which I usually don't even look at these. I know that they exist. I'm just not usually one to do that. But the theme and the idea behind it really caught my attention, so it's on my radar to kind of see if it's going to be viable and how good it is, but I don't know if I'm going to get it. Name of this one is Rome, Fate of an Empire. The thing that caught me with this is that it's an engine builder, it's a deck builder, and it is solo only. I want to know how you can build your own engine to win a game. You know what I mean? But you're supposed to be able to develop your own city. You're supposed to be able to develop your own stuff. So it's a card only. So I don't know how it's going to play out, but I'm very intrigued by it, which is why it's on my list. So definitely recommend at least checking it out if it sounds interesting at all. Like I said, it hooked me. If it hooks you at all, check out the link in the description box below. But going to be kind of an interesting one because again, solo player board game that just doesn't. Kind of like an oxymoron. And that's gonna be it. 5 games to look forward to in the month of May. 5th month, 5 games. Cinco de Mayo. Take whatever you want to say out of it. All the signs. I don't really care. This is just what I've found interesting. So by all means, let me know if you are looking forward to a couple of these or a couple of other ones. But just let me know in the comments down below for that. That would be really cool. Just kind of spread some information out and kind of get people hyped about what game's coming out. That's the whole point of this video. So leave a comment in the description box below if you're excited about any game in general. If you liked the video, go ahead and give it a like. If you want to follow us on our board game journey and learn more about board games coming up, look at reviews, how to play and setups, everything like that. That's kind of what we're about in this channel. Consider subscribing. It would really help us out. We really appreciate that. That's going to wrap it up for the month of May. So thank you all for watching. I've been Eric, and until next time. Whose turn?